guys, it's Megan and today I'm going to share with you my 10 most used beauty products of 2018. So I have makeup and skincare as part of this, but I want to mention that my top 10 beauty discoveries, those are also 10 of my most used makeup products. A lot of the stuff that's in this current video of my most used is also stuff I discovered this year. But these two particular products were in my Beauty Discoveries top 10. So if you haven't watched that video, definitely go check that out. It's 10 additional products to these ones that I'll be showing you today that I use the most. And two of the standouts are the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation and the Milani Eyeshadow Primer. Both rocked my world this year, and this roundup of products that my most used is all pretty much basic stuff that I reach for day in and day out. Don't really mention to you guys very often because I just don't think about it. It's so second nature for me to use it at this point, and I feel like that with these two products. So I wanted to give them a little mention and show them some additional love because they literally were incredible this year. So I'm gonna start with the most fun thing because most of these are kind of pretty boring, but definitely good suggestions for you guys, so definitely watch this whole video to see all of my suggestions. But the Cover FX Moonlight Highlighter is still my most used, and I have gone through phases of using different highlighters here and there throughout the year, but I always come back to this. And it looks like a fair skin tone powder, but when you just like work it into the skin, it turns into this like silvery pearl glow. I'm wearing it on my cheeks today and I just can't get enough of this. It has like a little bit of a dip in it, but it barely looks like I've used it. I don't know how because I use it so constantly, but I just absolutely adore this, and it's 50% off on the Cover FX website. I'm so scared and nervous and upset that they're discontinuing this. I have not bought a backup because I have so much left, but this is one of my all-time favorite products and I just absolutely love it. So best highlighter, and it just looks like nothing in the pan and it's just so magical on the skin. And eyeshadow that is always my most used is MAC Kid. This, again, it looks like I've barely used it and I use this pretty much every day. It's the perfect neutral color for a fair skin tone crease. It's just perfect. It's not cool, it's not warm, but it works with everything. And if I just need to blend something out, I like using this. If I want a light crease color, I use this. And I hardly ever reach for MAC Soft Brown because it's so much warmer than Kid, and Kid is just absolutely perfect. Again, something that I'm nervous that they'll discontinue, but I haven't bought a backup because it barely looks like I've used this, and I use this so much. So they're just two products that are like everlasting, I hope, but definitely ones that if you have never tried them, I think that they're really great, especially if you have a similar skin tone to me. I think Moonlight though would look really nice on any skin tone because it just is that like ethereal silver glow. Oh my god, it's gorgeous. Okay, my most used concealer this year is my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is one that I purchased for myself for my birthday. I've been so curious about this concealer for a long time, but never had purchased it before. This is like the perfect everyday concealer for me. This is the shade Vanilla Light 2, and it's the perfect color for my skin tone. So I love that it has the doe foot applicator. I just put like one part on this side and then whatever's rest left on the other side. I'm like a little hyped up because I had a delicious coffee today and it was my last day of work for this year, and I'm just like living my best life. And it's like 60 degrees outside, so I'm like sweating in my Olaf sweater, but it's so worth it because it's just such a cute sweater. Okay, so if I'm stumbling over my words, there's a lot of reasons why. But this concealer does not crease on me. It looks really nice throughout the day. It's lightweight, but like medium coverage. I wouldn't say full coverage, but definitely medium coverage. it's pretty perfect to me if I don't know what I really want to do with my makeup, like what face foundation I want to use. This is what I reach for because it works with a lighter coverage foundation and it also works with fuller coverage foundation. This is a really nice like medium coverage that works with any foundation that I use. So love it, and I only use concealer under my eyes. I think that is important to note. So this is definitely a standout of this year. The liquid liner that I use the most this year is the NYX matte liquid liner. So I had such a love-hate relationship with this. It's a like a brush applicator, but it has all the product in this well basically, and it's super, super black. Like, that's freaking insane, but it gets really like gunky around the edge, and I think that my the wand is a little messed up because it has this little sharp bit that sometimes will mess up my liner. But the formula of this product is next level insane. Like, you can see how rich and black it is, but it lasts completely matte on your eyes all day, all night, no matter what like you're doing. If it rains, if you're crying, if you're like raging, it will last through anything. It is a little challenging to get off because it is so like, it just like adheres so well, but it's so worth it because it's so beautiful and matte and rich in pigment. It's a little hard to use because I don't really love the brush, and like I said, sometimes the like wand messes up a little bit, but if you can get it to work for you, and I would definitely say practice makes a little more perfect. I've never gotten this quite perfect, but definitely practice with it and you'll get better and better and better. But it's literally the most amazing liquid eyeliner formula that I've ever used. So I reach for this a ton. I definitely have some issues with it, but I love the formula so much that I can kind of look past the other things. I prefer pen style eyeliners, so that's probably why I'm not as skilled with this, but it literally is gorgeous. And something I rediscovered this year is my Essence Gel Eyeliner. This is in Midnight in Paris, which is the black. I've been having a really hard time finding this at Ulta, so if you guys ever stumble upon the Essence Gel Liner, it has my total stamp of approval. I have used it on and off for years. I love it with the Real Techniques fine liner brush. I just get some on the brush and use the cap as like a palette to work the product into the brush. And I'll give you guys like a little swatch to show you how pigmented it is. Again, it's super, super matte, and it lasts all day and night. It's easier to take off than the NYX one because it doesn't dry, like, it's not as like, I don't want to say the NYX one is like crusty, but it kind of is. It dries kind of crusty. This just dries to a matte finish, and so it's easier to take off. It does not transfer into my crease. That is my number one thing I look for with eyeliners and why I never use pencil liner anymore. They all transfer into my crease. This does not transfer. It's so easy to work with. These fine liner brushes just make it such a breeze to get the wing perfect every single time. It's not a struggle at all. It's legit perfect. And I've used, the only other gel liner I've used is the Bobbi Brown, and it's not worth the price to me when I can get this for a few dollars. But like I said, I have been having a difficult time finding it, so I'm really hoping they aren't discontinuing it because it's such a phenomenal product. So those were my most used eyeliners this year. For brow products, I don't have one of them, so it's kind of like a duo. The one that I don't have is the Anastasia Brow Definer. I used that almost this entire year until it ran out in the fallish time. It's like an angled, kind of like a triangle shape that you just fill in your eyebrows with. It's perfect if you have fuller brows like I do. I don't need like a super small pencil. That's what I'm using now, is like the Brow Wiz, but I don't personally need that small of a pencil because I don't need to do as detailed of eyebrow strokes. So the brow definer is so good because it just goes through so quickly and it lasts all day because that Anastasia formula is the perfect amount of waxy and pigmented. Like it just lasts all day. It's phenomenal. And then the brow gel that I discovered this year that I cannot stop with is the Maybelline Brow Precise Fiber Volumizer. I always have a tough time saying that, especially since I'm stumbling over all my words today, but it's a really weird applicator. It's like a flat comb. I don't know. It's so weird, but it's so perfect. Like, I never would have thought that this would be that good, but I think I heard Tara Babies talking about this like months and months and months ago, like at the beginning of this year. And since then, I have used 3 different colors. So when I had red hair, I used auburn. I purchased the medium brown, but it's a little dark, so I've since got the soft brown. So I love it so much. This is something that they're discontinuing, which blows my mind because it's so good, but you can get it for really inexpensive on Target's website still, just in a few colors. But if you have this hiding in your stash somewhere, you never really gave it a shot because it is like a weird applicator, give it a chance. It holds my brows into place, it gives me a touch of color, and it has some of those fibers, so it makes your brows a little fuller if you like that. I don't really need fuller brows. It doesn't like bother me that this has it in it. It's just a wonderful, wonderful product. Okay, a mascara that I used so much this year is the L'Oreal Telescopic Carbon Black. So Chloe told me about this like last year or something, and I bought one, but I never used it until this year. And I think this is my 2nd or 3rd tube that I've went through. So it has a super tiny rectangular comb style brush. Again, really weird, really small. This is perfect on the lower lashes, but it's also amazing on the upper lashes. I use this exclusively for quite a while on my upper lashes because it separates, lengthens, and gives you a little bit of volume. I'm usually always for the volume, but for a little bit there, I didn't really care about volume. I more so like the separation and kind of like the fluttery lashes. This gives me like the perfect separated fluttery lashes. And even if I'm going for a volumized look, I like this on my lower lashes because it's so small and it just like gets in there so perfectly, makes them like wispy, and oh, it's just amazing. It's the only L'Oreal mascara that I can still use because this does not transfer on me. So I don't know why the formula is different for all the other L'Oreal mascaras that I've tried, but this one actually doesn't transfer, which is a huge bonus. Okay, so those were all my most used makeup products this year. And then I have 4 skincare products that I use just nonstop. I discovered and loved this Peach and Lily Glass Skin Refining Serum. The problem with this is that you don't know how much you have left because it's an opaque bottle, but it does have a pump, which is very much appreciated, and I just use 2 pumps and like slather it all over my face. What I love about this and why I've used this the most out of any serum that I have is because the texture is so luxurious, but it's not oily and it's not silicone-y and it's not tacky. It's just like it spreads so easily, but it doesn't leave your skin feeling oily, doesn't leave your skin feeling tacky. It is just like the perfect consistency. Whenever I use it consistently, my skin just looks nice. Like, I can't ever put my finger on what this really does, but when I use it like every single morning or most nights or however I use it, which I use it pretty much every day, whether it's in the morning or at night, I just notice my skin looks more even. I feel like it just keeps my skin calm, and it does, like it says, glass skin refining. So glass skin is like kind of like translucent skin where you don't have like redness and things like that, and refining to me is like a texture issue, and my skin just has really even tone and texture when I use this consistently. I do still need to use like a hydrating serum or a like glycolic serum sometimes to just help my skin out when it's going through rough times, But overall, I would say this is the perfect everyday serum. So I do have a backup of this because I got it on a really great sale from Ulta, but this is one that I will be reaching for again and again and again over the years, and it's just really nice, and it's a good price point. It's under $40, which most serums are pretty expensive, and $40 is pretty like affordable for a serum, so I love this. These will not come as a surprise to you. First Aid Beauty Facial Radiance Pads. I have used these for years and years and years and years and years. I will never forget the first person I ever heard talk about these was my friend Claire, the makeup architect. She does not really make videos anymore, but Claire, you are the reason I bought these, oh my gosh, what, like 5 years ago, something? It was when I was working at Bed Bath & Beyond, so it's been a long time, and you had like tons of these in your empties, and that just convinced me to try them because Claire has incredible taste, and I just like trusted anything that she recommended. So ever since then, I never have been without these. I always have a back stock of these. They're just the perfect gently exfoliating face pads, and so this is what they look like, just little rounds with a little texture on one side. And they have some exfoliating acids, but they also have hydrating ingredients. So it's just perfect for every day. Like, these two products are great for every day. And that's why they're my most used, because I don't have to think about, oh, what's my skin like today? Literally, no matter what my skin is like, it can benefit from these products. So love both of these so much. Never want to be without them. Also this year I used the Lagome Celis Mist Toner a lot. I went through a few little tiny sizes of this, and then I purchased the full size on Black Friday. What I love about this is that it's just a very basic hydrating spray toner. It's not fancy. It doesn't have a scent. It's like, to anyone else, probably it would be extremely boring and they probably wouldn't enjoy it as much, but I love it because it gives my skin extra hydration, especially in the summer. I love this a lot because I need more hydration to my skin, but I need it in a lightweight way, and this gives it to me perfectly every time. And in the winter, this helps me add an extra layer of hydration without having a heaviness to my skin, because I'm using a little bit heavier moisturizers and things like that. But if my skin needs just that little extra bit, I really like this. In the morning is the only time I really use this. So I used a lot of that this year. And finally, my makeup remover that I discovered this year and have gone through a full one, and I'm almost done with this one. This is the Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water, the waterproof version in the blue cap. I also really like the pink cap, which is just like a non-oily makeup remover. This has a dual phase with like an oil and a makeup remover. You just shake it up and put it on a cotton pad. I use this every day that I wear mascara or any eye makeup. So I just put on my cotton pads, put them on my eyes, let it sit there for a few seconds, and wipe it off, and it gets rid of everything. So I just have used so much of this that I had to make this video, because I feel like I was never really loyal to an eye makeup remover. Like, I wasn't loyal to the process of using it every night. I was like, oh, my oils can do it. Oh, my balm cleansers can do it. But when I realized that taking the extra step and the extra few seconds to put it on the cotton pads and wipe off, especially my mascara, it just helps me be able to cleanse my skin even easier, because I'm not like rubbing very much in my eyes, because it pretty much all was removed with this. So if you have stubborn eye makeup or waterproof mascara or anything like that, this will really do the trick, and I just love it. So those were my 10 most used beauty products in 2018. And like I said, there's 10 other products that I use a ton in my beauty discoveries video. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely go watch that next. But please let me know what your most used beauty products were this year. I would love to know, because they're oftentimes products we kind of forget about. We don't like think about very often, and we don't recommend them to people because they're not exciting, but they're like tried and true products that I do not want to be without. So all of these products I recommend so wholeheartedly. I really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!